Dear children, good morning. This week I am going to teach you poem number 8, The Trees, written by Adrienne Rich, a famous American poetess. Actually, the poem Trees shows the conflict between man and nature with the growth and development of society. Human beings have used nature for their own benefit and caused lot of harms to it. Actually, man is very selfish. For his own benefits, he cuts many trees in the open nature in the forest and makes lot of money. But at the same time, man is fake. To show the world he is a lover of nature, he plants few trees inside his house compound. Actually, he is who has destroyed the green forest plants and plants few trees inside the house. In the poem, the poet is using a beautiful imagery that trees are moving from the compound wall towards the forest. Let us enjoy the poem now. In page number 99. Can there be a forest without trees? Actually, where are the trees in this poem and where do they go? The trees inside are moving out into the forest. The trees inside the compound wall of the house started moving towards the forest. The forest that was empty all these days. Actually, the forest was made empty, vacant because of selfishness of human beings. As the forest became empty, where no bird could sit, no insect hide, no sun bury its feet in shadow, the forest that was empty all these nights will be full of trees by morning. That is the hopeful message of the poet. The forest was totally destroyed. No bird could sit on the branches of the tree because there was no branches. No insect could hide in the tree and the sunlight could not disappear under the shadow because the trees were destroyed. But the poet has a hope that next day morning the forest will be full. Why? That night the trees are moving from the houses of all the human beings. What is happening in the night? All night the roots work. The roots of the trees started working to disengage themselves from the cracks in the veranda floor. Disengage means the roots of the trees are separating themselves from the cracks in the veranda floor in front of the house. And the leaves above strain towards the glass. See, the house is covered with glass. They are struggling to break the glass. Whereas small twigs, stiff with exertion, the branches and the small sticks were struggling hard to break the walls, and they are trying to free themselves from the boundary of the house. They were trying to come out. They are trying to break the glass. The small twigs have become very hard due to applying so much pressure to free themselves. At the same time, what happens? The long cramped boughs shuffling, they are moving under the roof. They are unable to grow straight because of the roof. They are trying to break the roof also. The larger branches of the trees have shrunk because of being inside the walls. So they are trying to come out. They try to move slowly from there and look like when the slowly trying to come out. Here the poet uses simile. They are moving under the roof like newly discharged patients, half dazed, moving to the clinic doors. The trees are looking like half sleepy patients discharged from the hospital trying to come out. Here using the word like is making comparison, so it is a poetic device. Simile is used by the poet here. I sit inside. The I here is poet. Sit inside, doors open to the veranda, watching what is happening outside, writing long letters, in which I hardly mention, I do not mention the departure of the forest from the house. The night is fresh. The whole moon shines in a sky still open. The smell of leaves and lichen still reaches like a voice into the rooms. The poet is actually writing letter. Man uses plants for their interior decoration, cutting tree to make a house for himself. Through these lines, the poet is indicating towards a possible rebellion by nature against man. They are struggling and striving to go outside the house to the open full moon night where the moon is shining in the open sky. The poet can smell the leaves and lichens coming from the trees that reach her room like a voice. So here again, like a voice into the rooms, the smell of leaves are talking to the poet. On the last stanza, my head is full of whispers. That means the poet can hear the sound. The sound will not be there in the morning. He says the sound coming from the leaves. The poet says, I heard full of whispers, which tomorrow will be silent, because all the trees are going towards forest. Come on, listen. The glass is breaking. The branches are breaking the glass windows and even the roof. The trees are stumbling forward. Stumbling means somewhat moving with difficulty, of course losing balance, coming out of the compound wall, coming out of the house, forward into the night. They are moving towards the forest. Of course, winds, the wind, breeze rush to meet them. The wind is coming to meet and shake hands with the trees. Of course, the moon is broken like a mirror. Its pieces flash now in the crown of the tallest oak. Now the trees come out of the compound wall so they can stand straight, and the moon is on the top of the tree. We can see only a broken mirror like. So the moon is compared to mirror. We can see only the part of the moon. So the poet here again using imagery. The use of moon is an imagery to show that between the ground and the sky stands the trees, such a very big trees, and only we can see the parts of the moon, not the full moon, because they are above the trees. The moon is very beautiful. They are very tall now. They all come out of the compound wall and they are enjoying freedom. So the poet is using simile, imagery and everything for making the poem beautiful. The central idea of the poet is very much poetic. The trees are moving from the compound wall and fighting against the selfishness of the people and going to fill the empty forest. It's a beautiful poem. From the poem we understand we should not cut the trees, we should not empty the forest. Please read the poem once again, enjoy and read the summary given in your pink color guide given to you. Thank you, children.